Most people don't lose because they're weak. They lose because they can't stop talking. They announce the plan before they've earned the result. They argue before they've mastered themselves. They defend their ego before they've built their discipline. The world is loud, and it rewards loud people briefly. But the Stoics didn't chase noise, they chased control, because real power isn't in what you say, it's in what you can do without needing applause. So today, we're talking about a Stoic habit that changes everything. Stay silent until you win. Not as a trick, not as mysterious energy, but as a philosophy, a quiet mind, a disciplined routine, a life that speaks through results. Silence is not weakness, it's leverage. People think silence means you have nothing to say, but Stoicism teaches the opposite. Silence is the space where you stop reacting and start choosing. When you speak too quickly, you hand your mind to the moment. When you explain yourself to everyone, you become owned by their opinions. The Stoic steps back. He watches, he measures, he acts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." That one line can save you from 1,000 pointless battles. Most arguments aren't about truth, they're about ego. And ego is expensive. It costs you time, it costs you focus, it costs you peace. Silence is how you stop paying that tax. Stop announcing, start accumulating. There is a strange addiction in modern life. We want credit before achievement. We want validation before transformation. So we announce, I'm starting a new routine, I'm changing my life, I'm going to win. But the moment you announce it, your brain collects a small reward, and that reward makes you less hungry. Silence protects hunger. Silence protects the work. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." That's the rule. No speeches, no dramatic posts, no new me declarations, just repetition, just private discipline, just proof. If you want to change your life, move like a shadow. Let people discover the results later. The Stoic habit. Win the morning in silence. If you want to live this title, staying silent until you win your first battlefield is the morning. The day doesn't begin when you open your eyes. It begins when you decide what controls you. Most people wake up and immediately let the world speak first. Notifications, news, messages, opinions. Their mind never becomes their own. The Stoic does the opposite. For the first part of the day, he keeps the world out. Not because the world is evil, but because the mind is impressionable. Marcus Aurelius warned himself, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind," so the Stoic chooses his first thoughts carefully. Wake up, no phone, sit up, breathe, ask one question: who do I need to be today? Not what do I need to get, not what do I need to prove, who do I need to be? That question builds identity, and identity builds consistency. Silence is the training ground for self-control. Silence is uncomfortable because in silence you meet yourself. No distractions, no performance, no escape, just you. That's why people keep scrolling, not because they need information, but because they don't want to feel. The Stoics didn't run from discomfort, they used it. Seneca wrote, "A man who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." Most of the anxiety in your life is invented noise. Silence exposes that. It shows you what's real and what is just mental smoke. A simple Stoic practice: every day, schedule 10 minutes of deliberate silence. No music, no podcast, no phone, just sit. When your mind resists, that's the point. You're reclaiming the ability to command your attention. Don't defend yourself, improve yourself. One of the hardest habits in life is this: when someone misunderstands you, judges you, or doubts you, you want to explain, you want to correct the record, you want to prove them wrong. But Stoicism says, be careful. When you rush to defend yourself, you reveal that their opinion sits on the throne of your mind. Epictetus said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses, but answer, 'He did not know my other faults, else he would have mentioned them.' That isn't weakness, that is freedom. You don't need to control their mind, you need to control yours. Your reputation is not your responsibility. Your character is. So instead of arguing, practice. Instead of defending, build. Let improvement be your response." The quiet win system, 3 Stoic habits. If you want to embody staying silent until you win, follow this quiet goals. Choose one goal for the next 30 days. Tell no one. Track it privately. Let the work be sacred. Let the results speak later. Quiet discipline. Do one hard thing every day that no one applauds. Train, read, write, study. Build your craft, not for motivation, for identity. Discipline isn't an emotion, it's a vote. Each day you do the work, you vote for the person you're becoming. Quiet restraint. Stop reacting instantly. When you feel anger, wait. When you feel the urge to prove yourself, wait. When emotion rises, pause internally. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Restraint is victory. Every time you don't react, you win a small war inside yourself. Those wins stack." Silence is how you become dangerous in the best way. There is a type of person the world cannot control. The one who does not need attention. The one who does not fear being misunderstood. The one who does not chase quick validation. That person is calm, and calm is intimidating. Calm says, "I don't need to convince you. I don't need to rush. I don't need to win this moment. I'm building something bigger." Quietly. Closing, let your life speak. Remember the title, stay silent until you win. Not because you're hiding, but because you're working. Not because you're afraid, but because you're disciplined. Not because you have nothing to say, but because your results will say it for you. And when you finally speak, you won't need to explain. You'll only need to point, because your life will be the proof. If you want more Stoic habits like this, subscribe and keep building quietly.